Garden in late September. As you can see, the everlasting sweet peas have finished their flowering, but within this late flowering clematis, it's already flowered once. It appears to be making a second go at flowering. It is a group 3 late flowerer, but it's never flowered and then flowered again before, so that's quite interesting. Not sure what's going on here. As we walk around the garden here past the bamboo, we've still got there's a newly planted small hydrangea that's still flowering in the border there, and above it we've got a honeysuckle which is really improved this year. We've had lots of flowers on it already, and we've deadheaded it, and it's come back to start flowering again. Over to the right of the honeysuckle, I don't know, you notice in the greenhouse there, tomatoes are starting to ripen there. Some nice plum tomatoes there for later. And here we have the everlasting sunflowers, the Helianthus, which is well in flower, covered in bees. It's a beautiful sunny day and the bees are out loving every minute of it. There's still some bees on the agastache, but the agastache is just about over. You'll notice that here, because we've kept on deadheading it, the dahlia still is flowering. You'll see that there are some deadheads that need to be done, but it's still flowering. And we have a new flower spike on the delphinium that flowered about 3 months ago, and we cut it down to the ground, and the new flower spike is already up and running, and there's another one yet to come. And as long as you don't have a frost, we'll get that for the next few weeks or so. So if we move around, we have some sweet peas here which clearly we sowed too late. That they've grown beautifully but never flowered, and I think that might be it for them now. The tall Tallbagia is still moving on and flowering, and so is the ragged robin round here, which is in a pot but is going to be transplanted into the border next year. As we go around here, we've got the Gaura, who appears to be coming to the end of its flowering, but has been flowering about 4 months now, non-stop. And of course we've got the Acer shirasawanum, which is starting to show some really lovely autumn colours. It is a really beautiful little plant, I have to say. It is one of my prides and joy in the garden. As we go around the lawn, we've got the sedums, which are flowering away here. Their name is now changed to Hylotelephiums, I believe, but we'll still probably keep on calling them sedums. We've got these little chaps down here, which have just begun in the last week or so. These are Schistostilus. I think they might be called Hesperantha now, but we think of them as Schistostilus. They're little bulb flowers, very late flowering South African flowers, must be grown in the sunny border, and they're really lovely at this time of the year. And there's a small agastache next to it here, one which was white and one which is blue, and that's still flowering away too. And of course the Rudbeckias are still on the go. We've got the Verbena bonariensis, which has been around the garden, more ragged robin, more dahlias. Still got some Rudbeckias. I think this agastache is further on than the other one, but it's a slightly more exposed site. We've got two different types of phlox in the background which have been flowering. I think that they probably could do with being moved at some point, and so maybe a slightly better area. Still got some Verbena bonariensis on the go here. We've got the cloud pruned fuchsia, thank you. The cloud pruned fuchsia, which has come back to flower again above the seeds, the seed heads of the astrantia. There's a white astrantia and a purple astrantia, and the still flowering purple toadflax, and the still flowering Gaura and Japanese anemones. The asters here have gone over. The Rudbeckia are still on the go. More sedums on the go around here too. The golden rods by the side of the path up towards the compost heaps, they've gone over, so that's the end of them for the year. And as we come round here, we've got some more purple toadflax, some Persicaria in the border. We've got over here the huge buddleia that we grow. I have deadheaded it once, and it is reflowering a second time, much to the joy of the bees and a few butterflies, but the second times the flower heads are much smaller than the first time. We go past some asters that are still flowering, some dahlias that are coming back again. These dahlias are coming back again with gusto after we fed them. And down at the front here by the conservatory, we've got my wife's collections of pelargoniums that she planted, and there's a video to watch about that, where she upcycled an old desk drawer, and they are what, 4 or 5 times the size of what she put in, and have been flowering now for about 4 to 5 months.